Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to Fixer Upper, the show where I usually attempt to fix up your houses, but today do another EA lot. Wow, I'm so excited to try and renovate this monstrosity. I need to renovate this from Black Widow Challenge, and so here we are, attempting to fix the penthouse. The infamous penthouse. I'm very excited, clearly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this took me so long, and I don't know. We're gonna just do a tour, okay? I need this for my challenge. I have no choice. Here we are. I mean, it's a big box, okay? And it's hard. It's a lot. But I tried to fix it. I did the best I could, and I think I made some improvements. So when you first walk up, it's a penthouse, so there's not like a front door. It's because there's like an elevator thing inside. But on the outside, they have this like fancy garden area, which is really nice. And you know, it's pretty. We've got a nice view of the city, a very nice view of the city, which is good. And you know, it's casual. It's real casual. When you first come inside from that door, it's such a weird layout too, because you have like this because it's not a front door. That's the thing. So there's just like, I don't know, because the front of the house technically is over here, because this is where the elevator is. So like this is their front door, which I find to be very weird because it's so like it's not a very grand entrance. I don't know, it's just strange. But then they have like, you know, this nice hallway. We've got a cute little bedroom in here. We got a basketball court inside. We've got an awful kitchen. They have a TV in the kitchen though, because, you know, boys. We've got a really expensive night costume. We've got, you know, some drugs. And here's another bedroom. And then you go upstairs. Give me a second to get up there. And you have just a big open space with a lot of just stuff. Like we got a bar, we've got a sitting area, we got karaoke, we've got some games, we have a piano. We have another pool, or well, one pool. I have two pools in mine. They only have one pool here, and only one pool in this house. Can you believe it, guys? They only have one pool. And here's the dining room upstairs, kind of weird, but I'm not here to judge. A red door, which I hate, and this is a bathroom. It's very small. Another bathroom, not so small. And here is the master bedroom, I would assume. And that's kind of the entire place. So it's just, there's a lot of open space, which was my main issue with the house because I don't know how to fill it. Like big houses are hard as it is. Plus, this is kind of, it's got only a couple bedrooms in the house. And oh, I didn't even show you this. This is a very weird bathroom. Look at this. I don't understand. They have like the double showers. What's going on here? Why do they have this? It's a house. I'm confused. And they have like a gym set up over here too. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of stuff going on here and it's very weird. Like it's one of the weirder things I've ever seen. And they have this outdoor staircase. Like I don't understand. I have so many questions. It's weird, right? It's super weird. It's almost like I think I might have explained this earlier later in my voiceover, but like this house I feel like is the kind of thing that you would build, you know, when you first start playing The Sims and you just build like a big box and then you put in like all the things. You're like, I want a pool, I want karaoke, I want a bar, I want a basketball court, and you put just everything in the house. And then you don't really know how to do floor plans or anything because you don't play The Sims very often, so like you don't know how to build, and you just like put everything in a house and like make a big box and just cover it in windows. That's what I feel like this house is. It's just a big box that they were like, what else can we put in it? I don't know, a basketball court. And then they just put windows outside and then they're like, okay, got a penthouse. So that's, I don't know. I don't mean to be throwing this much shade. It's cool. And to be fair, like they did a good job of making it match the building itself. But like, it's really hard to fix, okay? And I tried my best. That's my disclaimer. I'm gonna go ahead now, though, and jump right on into the renovation. Okay, so we are back, and we are fixer-uppering this house. That's right, you guys. It is my favorite time of the week. Sorry, did I say house? I meant penthouse. That's right. This is, oh boy, okay. Every time I do an EA house, I think to myself, oh my god, why? Because they're always, just not all of them, but the ones like this, the ones that I have to fix for my Black Widow challenge, they're so big, and they're always terrible and near unfixable. I think the issue is that, I don't know, like the goth house, very difficult. The one that lives in Windenburg, on the 64 by 64 lot, you know what I'm talking about? Unfixable. They're all just so much, okay? And they're impossible to solve the problem of. I don't know, this one, because this one is just a big giant box, basically, and there's windows everywhere, and I don't know, it was very difficult, and it took me 3 hours, okay? Usually these builds, like Fixer Upper takes me on average to build it, it's usually an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, but that's like max is like when it passes 2 hours, it's like, okay, this is too much, like it's too much, you know? This one, 2 hours and 58 minutes was the build time. So you can tell it's too much. They're usually more like an hour and 50, an hour 45, sometimes a little, like an hour and a half is kind of what I aim for with a build. Like that's a good sized build for Fixer Upper. And then it takes me a long time to edit them. This one is double the length of the build, double the size, and the video, it's too much, okay? And that's all I had to say, is that it's too much. I don't know. And I had to fix it for my Black Widow challenge. If you haven't seen my Black Widow challenge, I highly recommend you watch it. I'm a little biased, but I think it's great. My sim Phoebe, basically, she's marrying the guy that lives here in my Simsie save, and so she's gonna move in, put her own little touch on the place, and then murder him. But yeah, for a quick update for that challenge, if you haven't seen it yet, here's maybe like some reason to watch it. So she has this mistress who's not a mistress. He's a man, but we call him her mistress, and his name is Tag, and he's Chad, the guy who lives here's best friend, and they live together in this place because he's like mooching off of Tag, right? And so, Tag is mooching off of Chad, and she's marrying Chad but having an affair with Tag. Okay, does that make sense? And so she's gonna move in with her new husband, except her mistress lives here as well. We call him mistress because I think it's kind of funny to call him mistress. You know, it's a good time. And also she has twin toddlers with Tag, but they don't know that they're Tag's kids. And she's currently pregnant with Jeffrey Landgrab's baby, or possibly Chad's baby, we don't know for sure. So it's just a lot. So this apartment, or this penthouse, it's got a bedroom for the toddlers, a bedroom for the baby, it's got a nursery, it's got a place for her nanny to move in, because we have like a butler nanny lady, her name is Myrtle, and it's got a room for Tag and a room for her and Chad. It's got a lot going on in this place, but it's worth it. However, I have a lot of regrets building it, because it took me so long. I had to listen to so many podcasts, which isn't a problem, but it's just a lot. It was just a lot, okay? I think I even watched like some Tana Mongoose videos. I just called her Tana Mongoose on purpose. It's a lot, okay? YouTube drama. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just saying that it's a lot. But otherwise, great place. I have some stories for you guys today, though, which is not unusual. Oh boy. Okay. So I don't even know where to begin, to be honest, with these stories. It's just so much. Okay, so basically, today was my sister's scheduled pickup day at middle school, and I decided I wanted to go with her because I haven't been back to my middle school since I left middle school, and that was 4 years ago now. And so I kind of wanted to go back, see the place, relive some great memories. That's a joke. The joke is that I had an awful middle school experience. I did a whole podcast episode about it. Ooh, segue, podcast. Guys, I've got a podcast, and here's the thing. If you're into my speed building videos, my fixer-uppers, I promise you'll be in my podcast because it's the same thing. Like, my podcast is just like this, except, like, the talking, except you can see my face on YouTube or just listen to my voice on iTunes or SoundCloud if you want to. They're all linked down below. But it's the same thing as this. It's just, there's no, like, building behind it. It's just me talking. But a lot of you listen to these like a podcast already. Like, I know right now you're just sitting there, you're doing your homework, you're cleaning your room, you're cooking dinner, you're just listening to me. So why not listen to my podcast too? It's called Hey Simsie, and it's on the iTunes comedy podcast charts. Okay, here's the thing. I think I mentioned this probably on Sunday because it was on the charts on Sunday as well. Maybe even last week, I don't remember. But it's been on the charts for like a week now. And last night it was number 36. It was 1 behind the Jenna Julian podcast and 2 behind Rhett and Link's podcast, Ear Biscuits. So it was Ear Biscuits, Jenna Julian, Hey Simsie, which is so weird because I listened to Ear Biscuits and Jenna Julian religiously, and I was 1 behind them on the iTunes charts. Like, Ear Biscuits, Jenna Julian, me. And that is wild to me. Like, the fact, oh my god, it's just so weird. I mean, it's super cool, but it's so weird and hard to, like, wrap my head around because, like, I love those podcasts so much, and for me to be, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But thank you to you guys that have been reviewing the podcast on iTunes, because I don't know how that works, how the charting system works, but I think just listening to it and reviewing it on iTunes helps me, and we can beat Jenna and Julian. I don't know. I think it's really cool. And so thank you for supporting the podcast because I've been working on it for a long time and I'm very happy about it. And I just think it's cool. And that's all I had to say. Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, middle school. That's right. So today, the segue is that I did a whole podcast about middle school. The first one was just like 50 minutes of me talking about how bad middle school was for me. Whoops. I know a lot of you guys are starting school this week. I think my sister starts school on Thursday, and a lot of you guys started like yesterday, maybe today, I don't know. But if you're starting school this week, I promise you'll be fine. Middle school is not actually that bad. It was just very bad for me because I am a mess. But I sincerely doubt that you're more of a mess than I am. So you'll be fine. But I did a whole podcast about how bad middle school was for me. And so I wanted to go back to my middle school when I had the chance today, just to see it, because they did a lot of renovations since I left. Like when I was there 4 years ago, it was basically a completely different school. Like since I left, they've torn down an entire building and built 2 new ones and made a whole new track and stuff. So they've made a ton of like adjustments to the school, and it's unrecognizable. Like when I walked on campus, I was like confused because it was so disorientingly different, because I'm used to like standing there and thinking, okay, the bus ramp's over there, this building's over there, but now it's just gone and it's very different and it's weird. And so I wanted to go back and see this, you know, for myself, because I haven't been there since it happened. It happened a couple years ago now, because my brother was they must have done it 2 years ago, because Brett was starting school there and he's going into 8th grade. So, you know, Brett is my brother, in case you didn't know. But I wanted to go see, and so I went back to middle school, the dreaded middle school, for the first time since middle school, to give it a little shot and see what's going on. And it was a very interesting experience. I thought it would be, I don't know what I expected, to be honest, about going back there. Because you would think, like, here's the thing about middle school for me. In my head, I have hyped it up to be this place of nightmares for so long. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a place of nightmares. Like, trust me, for me it was. Like, this middle school, thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I cried every day after school because of this place. And so, I mean, going back was a big deal, okay? And I wanted to see it. And so I went. Basically, they changed so much. Like, the old building, want to hear a weird story about this building? Because, I mean, it's not going to make any sense when I get that, but I just want to explain. So this building, it was called Building 5, right? And it was like the 6th grade building where most of the 6th grade classes were in. I didn't have any classes there because I took advanced classes, and so my classes weren't in the building. But, you know, it's like the 6th grade building was, I'm such a nerd. I don't know, this is common for me. I used to get made fun of a lot for taking nerd classes in middle school. It was very sad. I had a very hard time in middle school because people were so mean to me. Anyway, this 6th grade building, so it was a big giant circle, right? They call it the Loop. And it was a big round building, and there was a big circle in the center that was the media center, and then around that building there was a big hallway, and then there was like classrooms all around it in a circle, and so you had to like walk the entire loop to get to your classes. And so they just went around the library like that, you know? And when I was in 6th grade, maybe 7th grade, it was determined that building was not up to fire code, and so they weren't allowed to use the library anymore, because there's some rule about, I don't know what, because, I mean, again, I was like 12 when this happened, so I'm not sure, like, the specifics, but there's, like, some fire code where you have to have, like, a certain number of, like, outdoor exits from every building in a school, like, every room in a school or whatever, I don't know how it works, but this library was not up to fire code, and so it was like illegal to go into it. Like, even the people that worked at the school couldn't go in the building because it wasn't, or just the media center, because the classrooms and the hallways were fine, but the library was not, because it was surrounded completely by classrooms. And so they had to just shut down the library, and we had to stop using it. And so they went and they, like, in a different building, they tore down a wall between 2 classrooms and made that the library, and then just boarded up the old library. And so then eventually that whole building, the circle building, got torn down. Like, it no longer exists. When we went to school today, or that old school today, that's just an open field where that building used to be. So it's very weird to where this building that, like, all my friends had classes in. I had, like, my TV production class for 3 years in this building. It's just gone. It no longer exists. And like all the band rooms and stuff, like, there was a big building. It just isn't there anymore. And it's weird to go see. And they built a new one, and also like a new front office building and a new bus ramp and everything. It's very strange, very different. Luckily no fire code issues anymore. But yeah, it was just super weird to go back. And one of my old best friends is my sister's new civics teacher. Like, not my friend. My old best friend's mom is my sister's civics teacher, and she was Brett's civics teacher last year, so it's kind of weird. And I saw her today, and Mom was like, oh my god, Kayla's got a podcast now. It's on the iTunes charts. And she was like doing the mom brag thing, but to my old best friend's mom. And she was talking about my podcast, and it was just very weird. I hate when parents do that. My mom, bless her heart, she's a very nice lady. I don't know why I said bless her heart. I never say that. But my mom is a very nice lady. She has good intentions, but she puts me in these positions where she, like, tries to brag about my YouTube channel to people that don't understand YouTube. And so she's like, Kayla's got a YouTube channel. And she's like, kind of like, they already know. So she's like, oh, her YouTube channel is doing so well, blah, blah, blah. But they're like, wait, I'm sorry, YouTube channel? And so she just kind of talks about it like they already know about it, but then they don't. And they ask questions and put me on the spot and then I have to explain. And just talking about gaming YouTube to people that don't understand gaming YouTube is very difficult. Like, explaining gaming on YouTube to a person in their, like, 60s is very hard. Because they don't get it. Like, they're like, you play games, what? And you post them and people watch them. It's a lot to talk about. And so my mom always puts me in these situations. And so I had to do that a lot today. But yeah, I got to go back to middle school. And then I went to the cafeteria. And this is the whole point of the story. Because I went in the cafeteria and I wanted to show my mom, because my mom listened to my podcast. And I talked about how I sat at lunch with these girls for 3 years. Even though they, like, okay, so these girls basically here's like a quick synopsis, right? I had these friends, they dropped me, I had no other friends, and so I kept sitting with them at lunch for 3 years, even though they refused to speak to me. So I would, like, go to lunch and then sit there silently for 3 years because none of them would talk to me. And so I just went there and sat quietly with them for 3 years. They all, like, ignored me completely. It was a whole thing. I cried every day because of it. I'm good. Trust me, I'm fine now. But I went back to, like, that exact spot where the table was, and I stood there and I took a selfie and I put it on Twitter. It's a good tweet. You should check it out, at lilsimsie on Twitter. Actually, you know what? I haven't done a giveaway in a long time. I do this thing sometimes where I do a random giveaway in the middle of a video. Today's that day. I'm going to give away, what do I want to give away today? I'm going to do 2 game packs, I think, because I haven't done a game pack in a while. So if you want to go onto my Twitter, when this video goes up, I'm going to have a game pack giveaway. If you just retweet the tweet and follow me on Twitter, you can enter to win a game pack of your choice. And why did I just spend $40 in the middle of a video? Why am I like this? Anyway, game pack on Twitter, at lilsimsie. It's going to be up for 24 hours, so I'll, like, post the tweet when this video goes up, and then until 3 o'clock p.m., like, Eastern time the next day, then it'll end, and then I'll DM the winners, and I don't ever announce them publicly because I don't want them to get hate, because I did a giveaway once where I announced the winners, and they got sent hate because they won, and so I don't ever announce them anymore. I just DM them. But if you want to win a stuff pack, or a game pack, sorry, retweet my tweet. Why did I just do that again? I keep doing this to myself. Anyway, story time. So I posted a tweet with a picture of my face, and then I realized that one of the girls who was so mean to me in middle school follows me on Twitter, and the tweet, hold on, let me pull it up because I can read what it says. I forgot what the wording exactly was. I'm looking, don't worry, hold on, profile, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the tweet says, went with my sister to the middle school today and took this selfie in the very spot where those girls were mean to me at lunch for 3 years. And one of the girls that was mean to me at lunch for 3 years follows me on Twitter. So she's gonna see that. And I have some regrets about posting it, but also it's a good tweet. So I don't really regret it that much. But just, I hope she sees this video and thinks, wow, I made her cry every day after school. I'm kidding. I hope she feels bad, though. I hope she feels bad. I'm sorry. They were so mean to me. I'm gonna stop talking about this now. Anyway, so if you have some awful people that were mean to you in middle school, maybe just make a YouTube channel and then rant about them publicly and then post a tweet about it start a podcast. That's the goal. So if you get people are mean to you ever, start a podcast. That's how you respond to the haters. You know how Jake Paul's like, dab on them haters? No, podcast on them haters, you guys. That's the new Simsie quote, podcast on them haters. Why am I like this? Oh my God. Thank you, Jake Paul, for giving me a new slogan. Podcast on them haters. Wow. I'm going to do a whole podcast. Wait, I need a sticky note. Hold on. I don't know where my sticky notes are. Oh no. Okay, I have a planner. I'm trying to write this down because I'm going to forget about it. Podcast on them haters. Everybody, that's what they say. Got a pencil. I'm going to do an entire podcast episode called Podcast on Them Haters. It's not going to be for a while, probably like a couple weeks, because the next podcast is my birthday. It's on my birthday, and so I'm going to do a whole, like, thing with my friends, I think, and then I have a podcast about how awful high school was for me that I recorded, and then we can do a Podcast on Them Haters episode. So in the next few weeks, check out Hey Simsie, it's linked down below, for a Podcast on Them Haters episode. I don't know why, I don't know what I'll talk about, but it'll be good. Speaking of Twitter and people that I know in real life, oh my God, I think I might have told the story already, but I want to elaborate on it because I feel like I didn't express how bad it was when it happened. So this happened, I think it was like the week after school ended. So I graduated, and then it was like the week I graduated, right? And so, this is so bad. The week that I graduated high school, I was like, wow, I can finally unfollow all these fools on Twitter. So I used to be following some people from my class, like my school classes on Twitter. And so as soon as I graduated, I was like, well, time to unfollow everybody I don't care about. And so I unfollowed like maybe 20 people from school. I only followed like 30, maybe more. No, maybe like 50. And I unfollowed like at least 20, 25 of them. Because I mean, I didn't have to see them anymore. Because when you have like a kid in your math class who talks to you and they're fine, they're nice enough, I guess. And then they're like, you kind of have to follow them back on Twitter. But as soon as I graduated, I was like, gotta go, and I unfollowed almost all of them, okay? And so the very next day after I unfollowed these people on Twitter, I went to Target with my friends, and I ran into one of the girls that I unfollowed, and she was like walking by, and I was like, oh, hey, and I smiled at her, and I waved, and she looked me dead in the eyes, turned around and walked the other way. Like, this girl knew I unfollowed her, and she was mad about it. And the thing is, like, okay, I just don't take it personally, everybody. The people that I unfollowed, I did call you fools, I think, a second ago. I didn't mean that. I had a very bad school experience. I think I've kind of made that clear in all my videos. And I don't really feel the need to follow people that I don't want to say, oh my God, I'm going to say that I don't care about on Twitter. I mean, not that I don't care about them, it's just I don't feel the need to follow people that are kind of strangers and that like people that I'm not friends with. Because like I follow a lot of like simmers on Twitter, a lot of YouTubers that I care about, and like friends of mine are people that I might have like had classes with, and I'm digging myself into a hole. I'm like, people that I'm friends with, people that I respect, but otherwise none of you. So like if I unfollow you, it means I don't respect you. I'm kidding. I don't know why. I just, you don't want to follow everybody on Twitter. And I had this whole thing. I'm kind of over it now. But for like 2 years, I had this weird compulsion where I could only follow 205 people on Twitter. For a while it was 201, then I got to 205. But if I followed more than 201 people on Twitter, I would like freak out. And so I had to keep unfollowing people. And I did that to my old classmates. And then I saw them at Target, and it was very awkward because the girl did not say hi to me. Because I mean, I feel like I cannot follow you on Twitter and still be civil to you. I can't be following everybody. And when I follow people on Twitter, people like go through my followers list and then or who I'm following, and they like look into it, and it's a lot. And like people towards the end of my school year this year, based on who I was following on Twitter, they found a list of all the graduating seniors in my high school class. Based on like people that they went through who I'm following on Twitter and found my school and felt like, so that was very scary. So in hindsight, I probably shouldn't follow anybody I know in real life on Twitter. But alas, I did, and now some of them hate me for it. So if you're that girl from Target, I'm sorry. I'm still not going to follow you on Twitter, but like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I hope we can still be friends. I don't know. She was very nice to me until the Target incident. Yeah, but I guess takeaways from this today, okay, ready? Takeaway number 1 is try not to spend $40 in the middle of a speed build. Number 2 is, I guess, don't unfollow people from school. Or if you do intend to unfollow people from school, don't ever leave your house again. Because if you leave your house after that, then you're going to see them in person. And they're going to be like, you unfollowed me. Because the thing is, here's the thing too. Like, if I had seen her and she unfollowed me, I'd probably be offended. I'd be like, oh, you just unfollowed me. But also, I probably wouldn't have noticed she unfollowed me. Because I don't, like, check that. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It was just very awkward, okay? Understandably very awkward. But yeah, so takeaways again is just don't do giveaways in build videos, and never leave your house. And what else did I talk about? Maybe go to your old middle school if you want to see it and see how small the cafeteria is. Or go to places where you used to be bullied and then take selfies there because it seems to work out. I don't know. Podcast on them haters. That is the worst thing I've ever said. Oh my God, I feel bad that I said it out loud. But it's still pretty good, so I don't feel that bad. But like, podcast on them haters is definitely one of like the top 3 worst things I've ever said. Jake Paul, how's it going, buddy? I want him to block me on Twitter, but I'm scared to tweet at him because I don't want the Jake Paulers to come at me. Like, I don't want the Jake Paulers to be like, oh my God, Kayla. I want everyone to love me, including the Jake Paulers. So I can't, like, publicly attack him. Like, in my video that I made about Jake Paul, I made a cast of him, and I was very sarcastic in it. And the comments, like, all of his fans didn't understand that I was being sarcastic. Like, they didn't catch on that I was mocking him. And so they were all like, yeah, Kayla, make Logan next. And I was like, but I was mocking him. Like, what do you mean make Logan next? I don't want to make Logan Paul next. I don't want anything to do with the Paul brothers. But people didn't get that. If you're one of the ones that didn't get that, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're very nice, but come on. I'm not a part of the Jake Paulers or the Logang. Don't tell my sister that. Please don't. If you do, she'll attack me. I don't want to be attacked by a 12-year-old that's part of the Logang. I just actually, well, by saying that, I think I invited attacks from 11-year-olds that are in the Logang. Please don't attack me. I'm scared. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, a surefire sign this voiceover is too long is that I'm struggling now and I'm saying things about the Logang. I should shut up and stop talking about it because then I will avoid this entire situation. But now I'm stuck and I'm still talking about it. And we still have 3 minutes left to fill. Oh no. Okay. We're good. I'm fine. So what else can I talk about? My Twitter is pretty funny if you want to follow it. I haven't posted on Instagram in so long. I'm such a bad person. I feel like you want to hear a secret? I don't get out enough to, like, take pictures for Instagram. Like, these, like, YouTubers that, like, go out and they take, like, nice pictures for Instagram. I don't leave my house. This sounds like a joke that I'm like, oh, I'm so relatable, I don't leave my house. But I actually do not leave my house enough to take pictures for Instagram. Like, I left my house today and on Friday, and I'm not going to leave my house again until Saturday. And today is Tuesday. So Friday, Tuesday, Saturday. That's 3 days in, like, over a week that I left my house. And so I don't get out enough to take pictures for Instagram. And so I just don't post on Instagram. I did when I was on my trip, but then I got back and I was like, well, no more Instagrams, I guess. And now I have all these, like, backlogged pictures from my trip to Alaska, but my hair is, like, 3 inches longer in all those pictures because I got back from Alaska, cut all my hair off, and then went to VidCon. And so my hair and all these pictures is just longer, and I feel like I can't post it because I'm going to look like, Kayla, your hair is not that long anymore. What are you doing? It wasn't even long. It was just longer. Now it's just short. Like, I had hair, and now I have short hair. And so I can't post these old pictures because I look so different in them. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't just grow 3 inches of hair and then find a mountain. I live in Florida, you know? Like, there's no mountains here. What am I even talking about? So my point is that you should follow me on Instagram because I won't spam your feeds because I don't post. So it's worth a follow, I guess. I think I just hit 15,000 followers. I don't remember. Let's check. Oh, I hit my microphone. I'm so sorry. Wow. This podcast, it's not a podcast. It's a speed build. Oh, it's not even a speed build. It's Fixer Upper. I'm falling apart. I just called it a podcast and a Fixer Upper. Oh, stop, Kayla. Back up. Okay, I called it a podcast and a speed build. It's neither of those things. It's a Fixer Upper. I called it the wrong thing twice. That's how bad this is going. Okay, Instagram. I have how many followers? 15.2K. Okay. I thought I had 15. That's, I've got so many Instagram, I'm kidding. I feel like I can't even say sarcastic things anymore because people don't pick up on it. Like, I think that we've established that I'm always sarcastic. Like, if I say something, you're probably like, oh, Kayla, there goes Kayla again, you know, sarcastic little Kayla saying dumb things again. Like, just never take me seriously, and then we'll be off to a good start. Anyway, the video is finally about to end. God bless. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. You're probably not even still listening, but if you are, wow, good for you. But make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day. And so I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, thank God I can finally breathe. Oh my god, thank god I am finally done. This penthouse is cursed. It has to be, because this was a disaster, and it's solely because of the penthouse. It took me 3 hours to fix, and now the voiceover is just bad. I am so sorry.